If there's one thing I could go back and tell my younger self, it would be this. Stop worrying about what other people think. And I don't mean that in some motivational poster kind of way. Because when you're younger, you don't always realize how much that one thing can control your life. It can affect the way you talk, the way you act, the decisions you make, even whether or not you try something in the first place. And the strange part is, most of the time, the people you're worried about impressing, they don't actually have life figured out any more than we do. When you're growing up, you spend a lot of time watching other people. You watch the people who seem confident, who seem successful. You watch the people who seem like they know what they're doing. And without even realizing it, you start shaping your life around them. You pay attention to how they talk, how they dress, what they think is funny, and what they disapprove of. And slowly, over time, you start adjusting yourself to fit what you think is the version of you that will be accepted. Nobody wants to be the one who's laughed at, the person that others think is strange. So you start editing yourself, a little bit here, a little bit there, and after a while, you end up living a version of yourself that isn't really you anymore. It's almost kind of a personality hijack. Instead of living from who you actually are, you start living from who you think other people want you to be. The real problem isn't just that it changes how we act. It can actually paralyze us. Because every decision becomes filtered through a question. What will people think? Should I try this? Should I say that? Should I start that project? Should I post that video? And suddenly you're not making decisions based on curiosity or purpose anymore. You're making decisions based on approval. And that is a very small box to live inside. Because approval is something you can never fully control. No matter what you do, there will always be someone who doesn't like it. Someone who thinks it's strange, like it's a bad idea or something. And if you wait until everyone approves before you do something, you'll be waiting forever. Funny thing is, when you get older, you start realizing something. All those people you thought had everything figured out, they didn't. Most of them were just doing the same thing you were doing, trying to figure things out as they went and make sense of life in the process, and trying not to look like they felt a little lost at times as well. And when you finally realize that, something shifts. You realize that the crowd you were trying so hard to impress was never as certain as you imagined. And suddenly the pressure starts to lift. Because the truth is, none of us have it completely together. We're all learning. We're all adjusting and figuring things out one step at a time. This is one of the unexpected gifts of getting older. You slowly stop worrying so much about other people's opinions. Not because you're arrogant or think you're better than anyone, but because you finally understand something. You don't actually need everyone's approval to live your life. You don't need the internet to validate every decision. You don't need a room full of people agreeing with you before you finally take a step forward. You can simply decide to live honestly, to say what you believe, to pursue the things that interest you, to try new things even if they might not work out. And there is something incredibly freeing about that. Because when you stop living for approval, you finally start living with purpose. In a strange way, games actually illustrate this pretty well. When you start a new game, you don't know everything. You're experimenting, trying new things, learning the mechanics, and sometimes you make mistakes, but you keep moving forward. Imagine trying to play a game while constantly worrying about what someone else in the room thinks of every move you make. You'd never get anywhere. You'd never explore. You'd never take risks. You'd never discover anything new. Progress in games comes from trying things. Life works the same way. You move forward by taking steps, not by waiting for universal approval. I mean, take this video for instance. I took a chance on this one. I was introduced to Animusic last night by my son, and I thought it was pretty interesting. Thought it was pretty cool. I was supposed to be cooking dinner, and I was staring at the screen, and I thought, you know what? This is not only interesting, it's not only a cool song, but it kind of keeps my attention. So I thought, well, maybe this will work. Have I seen anybody do anything like this before? Nope. Now, I'm not saying that they haven't. I'm just saying I haven't seen it. And do I know it's going to work? Nah, not really. But you know what? That's okay, because I wanted to try it. If it gets 2 views, me and one other person, that's okay. I learned something. And I'm not worried if people say, what the heck is this on the screen? This is stupid. This is ridiculous. That's okay. They can say what they want to say. Truth of the matter is, I'm doing something that I wanted to do. I'm trying something different, and we'll see how it goes. But I found it interesting. I liked it. I know it's been out a long time, but I just hadn't seen it yet. So I wanted to share it. I wanted to put it in this video. I wanted to see if it resonated with other people as well. I guess time will tell. But for right now, I'm glad I did it. Why? Because it was what I wanted to do. It was because I wanted to learn something new, and I wanted to try something. So yeah, if I could go back and talk to my younger self, I'd probably say this. You don't have to perform for the crowd. You don't have to constantly adjust yourself to match everyone around you. And you definitely don't need the approval of strangers to live a meaningful life. The truth is, the people who live the most interesting lives are usually the ones who stopped worrying so much about what everyone else thought. So if you find yourself hesitating, holding back, or constantly wondering what people might say, just remember something. Most people are way too busy trying to figure out their own lives to spend very much time judging yours. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you're free to just be yourself. Anyway, that's all I've got for you today. Just something I've been thinking about lately. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me for a few minutes, and I'll see you in the next one.